Hello, welcome to my channel. It's Garden Turns. So today is Sunday and I'm doing a crock pot meal. So we just gonna get right into it. So I've never in my life eaten red lentils. And so I was like, I'm gonna try something different. So I'm gonna be making a red lentil and ham with a spinach soup. So the spinach will be added in later, once we get this going. So like I said, I've never cooked red lentils. Have you? So this is gonna be a first for both of us. So my mother was saying she wanted to try this once I get it made. Now, if it's good or bad, she's gonna eat it. So I'm hoping that this is gonna turn out pretty good because it is beans. It is one of my favorite dishes. This is a piece of parsley.
Sold his birthright for.
What?
Some red pottage. It was red lentil soup. You know, in the story of Esau and Jacob.
Really?
Sold
I'm sorry, my lighting is messed up.
When he sold his birthright, he sold it for a bowl of red pottage deer stew.
And that was the red lentils.
There was red lentils. I mean, yeah, red pie. I don't know. I'm just saying it was a bean and deer soup of some type. It said it was red pottage.
Oh, okay.
Red soup.
Well, if it's red lentils, we're gonna be eating that tonight.
Right. So that would be biblically historic.
Yes. So let me show you what these look like. These are really cool. They're flat. You see? So I'm just going to probably put in, let me see. Like I said, I've never done this. And these are supposed to be really high in protein. They're really good for you.
I need the protein.
So I'm going to add, let me see, is that half the bag? Yeah, I do. That's why I'm doing this. This is about half the bag.
And they got calcium too, beans full of calcium.
It's probably about 3/4 of the bag.
For our bones. When you get up in age.
Yeah. Well, I'm not getting up in age, but he is. We just going to go with that. Okay, so I have a ham steak sliced. I told y'all I'm just getting, go ahead and say what you was going to say.
I wasn't going to say nothing.
Oh, because you agree?
I know when to shut up.
Okay, there you go. So there we go with the ham. You got one ham steak. The ham steak probably was about $4. The lentils were about $1.
$2, $3, yeah.
Yeah, they don't cost that much. And like I said, the ham was about $5. And then I bought this garlic that I've been using like 2 weeks ago. It's just frozen. And then, of course, you have your onion in the bag. So you want to add all of that to your crock pot. So what I added here was one ham steak, one medium onion sliced, and about 4 cloves of garlic sliced. Okay, and then I have some chicken broth, and I'm just going to add that in. Bring it up above the beans here, actually a lot bit above the beans. So that was what was left here. Okay. Max is not in a good mood. Let me get a spoon. He's a real guy. He gets upset. So you want to give it a stir here. Okay, and then I'm going to add some black pepper.
Thank you, Kissy.
Some salt. He's a good guy, you know.
All right.
About a teaspoon of salt. A teaspoon of black pepper. I'm actually going to add some parsley flakes, some dry parsley flake, which is what you see all in my floating in my thing already. And then remember, well, yeah, I just forgot to put it in. And I'm going to put in a little bit of 21 seasoning salute, and I'm going to turn this on and let this go all day until we are ready to eat. So we probably are going to be going today down near Soulard, the Soulard area. I don't know if we actually going to end up going to Soulard today. What do you think? Because we're going to be down by Bush Stadium.
You pop through Soulard, it's only like 2 streets.
Okay.
It's nothing. It's just what, Russell and
yeah. So we going to definitely be down by the old stadium though, because we got a lot of stuff to cover down there.
What do you got down in Soulard? You got Vincent's Market. That's been down there a long time.
Oh,
got Tucker's, Soulard.
Are they open today? They open on Sundays.
Of course.
Okay, here's my 21 seasoning salute.
You got, puts the back of Anheuser-Busch. It's a bunch of stuff in Soulard.
So, yeah, that's what we got planned today. So, I'm about to get dressed, get ready, and then we're going to leave out. It's going to be a hot day, too. It's going to be like 97.
And then by Soulard,
no rain.
Denton Park. And you got, what else back there? That spills down to the LaSalle area, the Peabody area. It all connects up.
Yeah, so we're going to have a nice day today. So, all right, so you want to get this going about how long? Like I said, all day until we get back.
6 hours.
And then also today I'm going to be doing a caramel loaf cake, a buttery old-fashioned caramel loaf cake. So you want to join me for that too. So I will see you guys in Soulard.
In Soulard.
In Soulard. All right, y'all. Okay, so here is my red lentil. As you can see, this is no longer red. But I have some spinach that I'm just going to add. Just add.
When the stuff breaks down, the chlorophyll turns it back green.
Yeah.
It's purple. That's all the other colors when you start.
So I'm just going to put in my spinach, leave that on top, and I'm just going to put the top on it and let this break down in my soup. And we'll be ready. So I think I'm going to make some cornbread or something to go with this, and then also my cake, my caramel cake. So I'm going to let this break down. I'm going to put this whole pack of spinach in because I want a lot of spinach in my soup. I want something that's going to stick to your ribs. It should be real good.
Got a lot of potassium.
Yeah, I need the protein and the
calcium,
the vitamins. Okay. All right. All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So we had a nice time last night. Then we did the live last night. It was pretty cool. It was fun. So today where we going?
Oh, today we're going to downtown to two locations. You call it Lynch's Slave Pens and the Old Cathedral.
Right.
Some of the early St. Louis architecture.
So I'm doing the slave pen, and my husband is going to be doing
the Old Cathedral and the founding of St. Louis.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the Lynch slave pens. Let me show you guys a photo first of what the slave pens look like. They were down at Busch Stadium. So they look like this, and this was before they tore them down. And they tore them down in 1963. But let me give you a little bit of history on the slave pens and the location. So the slave pens were owned by a man named Bernard Lynch. That's kind of strange that his name was Bernard Lynch, don't you think?
Yes.
Yes. So the first location was at Locust between 4th and 5th Street, where the Treasury building sits today. And that business became so lucrative that he had to open up another location. And these were called Lynch slave pens, but I call them slave prisons. Okay. They were made in the 19th century. It was a slave jail in the city of St. Louis, owned and operated from 1859 to 1861 by Bernard Lynch. Like I said, it had two locations in the St. Louis area. One was at 5th and Myrtle, which is currently occupied by Busch Stadium, and the St. Louis Ballpark. So that was a huge slave prison down there. And the second, as I said, was at 4th and 5th Street, which is now the current Treasury building that sits downtown. So according to the 1860 census, his estate was valued at $38,700 at the time that they confiscated his property, which would translate to about $1.3 million today. Okay. Not only did Lynch own slave pens, but he also worked as a slave catcher. And one story was that he was hired by William Shaw. Well, Henry Shaw. I said William. It was Henry. I don't know where William came from. But he had a slave named Esther that had run away, and he wanted her to be found. And Lynch found her. And he ended up selling her off for Mr. Shaw. But the prices that he would charge you, once he caught Esther, he would charge you per day to house your slave. And that was at 37.5 cents per day. Once he sold your slave, if you wanted him to sell your slave, you got 2.5% of the sale price. So he was making some money. Okay, so there are really no photos left of the prison, even though it was tore down in the 60s. You would think that they would have done something to.
Right, that's recent.
Yeah, in the 60s. It's people lifetimes again. So I read a description of the slave jail, and it was given by Galatia Anderson. And this was after a visit that he made in 1859, okay? And he estimated that most of the enslaved people were between the ages of 5 to 16. Some of the mothers were also held in the jail. He reported witnessing the sale of a 10-year-old boy. He said that the young boy cried so much that his new enslaver purchased the boy's mother as well to appease the young boy's cries. However, once the little boy got to the enslaver's house and calmed down, they basically brought the mother back. So he was just saying of the inhumane conditions there. He said there were no windows, that there was just a brick and doorways, and you would just go in. It was just horrible conditions. And then in 1861, they confiscated the prison and turned it into Myrtle Street Prison for Confederate soldiers. And that's where they held the soldiers once the Civil War was going on. So we are headed down to yeah, and then they put windows in it then with bars. So it was located over that way. As you can see, the ballpark stadium is over that way. So we're gonna get down once we get up that way and drive by the linchpin or slave prison site. All right. Okay, y'all. So it look a mess in here, but I'm about to serve up dinner. So I have some steamed rice. I'm gonna split this up between my husband and myself. Okay. And then we have our lentils with ham, beans, and spinach. Let me pull that up here so y'all can see that. Right here. And then I'm just going to put some of this over our rice. Make sure we get some ham. And this is our lentil soup with ham and spinach. All right, y'all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so here's the moment of truth. Let me move back my beans. My husband's gonna cut the cake. I brought to get this big ass knife.
Okay. Put that there to hold it.
It's got a crust. I think it's the caramel you had to cut. Oh.
Look good.
They look delicious. All right, that is our caramel loaf cake, butter caramel loaf cake. My husband's gonna try a little bit of it while he actually had to get some more caramel.
All right. Let me see.
I guess he's gonna get him another fork. Oh, he's getting milk.
I got the milk.
Oh wow.
Already ready. Caramel cake.
It's a butter cake.
Hey, that ain't sour though, is it? Oh, that's a deep, rich flavor.
Yeah, it's butter.
Oh, butter pound cake. Okay, with caramel. Oh yeah. Come on now.
All right, so this is what we having for dessert tonight. You might want to make this. This is, I'm sure, delicious. I'm gonna cut me a piece. We gonna have dessert, and then we'll see you guys where.
Live at 8. Liz-Ive for
In
no
a couple hours,
jizz-ive.
y'all.
We gonna be Liz-Ive and no
I
jizz-ive.
don't like how you doing that. So
8 o'clock.
we'll see y'all at 8.
All right.